So order the school committee meeting, June 20th, 2024. Stephanie, will you lead us in the pledge of allegiance? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic of
Fisher?
Here.
Mr. Hatch?
Here.
Here.
Yeah. We'll start with the report of the school committee chair. Really not a lot. We're going into summer. I want to just thank Miss Andrews before we start for her work on FY25 budget and the closing out of the FY24 budget. A lot of moving parts in the school department between special ed. It's just a lot of moving parts, and it's I think even up to before we come into these meetings, she's changing things sometimes. So I just wanted to say thank you, and thank you to the superintendent. As always, if anyone has anything to add, please do. So we'll move on to the report of the superintendent.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that, last Wednesday was the last day of school, so we have closed out the last day of school for the 2023-2024 school year. I was able to, last week also on Thursday and Friday, meet with my administrative team, central and building admin, to try to, come together, reflect a little bit on the past year and do planning for next year. Because I don't know if I said it to school committee, but I said it pretty much once, this year ends, we're immediately starting next. So I know for most people, they start school in end of August, but we're already well ahead of the game. So I just made a couple of talking points. We reflected on all the outcomes and the things that happened last year and thought about what we did well and what areas we need to improve on. I had the principals working on the student handbooks, so they should be finalized by June 30th. I think I put as the deadline as far as that. We went and reviewed all of the data from our curriculum and instructional visits in ELA and math. We worked to deal with hiring guidelines, mentoring of staff, and coaching of staff. We worked on the focus for year 2 of the strategic plan. So we have a couple of more goals to add to it. We talked about and we'll be implementing surveys for all stakeholders next year. That would include surveys for students, faculty, and families. Try to get feedback a couple of times a year. Discuss the importance of communication in difficult conversations, and reviewed the important policies, procedures, protocols, and expectations for following them. I'm sorry, I rushed that last one. I was going to run out of gas. We also, and not that this puts anything off the table, I wanted to do that before everybody went away for the summer so they could have like tasks at hand to review. So I created a website for the administrators that has all the documents for bullying investigations, for harassment, for ISTs, for really anything and everything that could come up, as well as all the handbooks and everything in a Google site that I put together, so they now have access to that for them to look over. And I did want to put everything out there before they went off to the summer saying, I want you to make sure the handbook is set to go before you go. I want you to make sure that you look at all these forms and all these procedures before you go so you familiarize yourselves with them. And that way, when we come back for our 4-day summit in August, we're coming back and doing 4 days of PD with the administrators. That will be, we come back the last week of August. Then there's the week before school before that. It's the week before that. So it's the week of like August 11th, 12th, in that ballpark. We come back, spend 4 days together going through all that. But they're not flying blind. They already have that. They have their homework assignment ready to go. And that way, it's just going over things one last time, coming over and making sure that we bring somebody in to familiarize themselves with the legal ramification, disciplinary consequences, and the legalities behind them, the forms, the paperwork, and make sure all of our processes are in line. So that's what right now, that's a huge element. So I wanted to make sure that I streamline that the best that I could for all the administrators. That way, when they come back and I presented to the faculties a unified message. I did it a couple of weeks out in August. That way they have the week before school to get their buildings ready and then address the faculty in August. So that's what we did last week. And that's pretty much where we're at. The only other thing that came out of that I did want to run by you was as we looked at the policies, sorry if I'm guessing, I would say around 2000, maybe 2001, it could even been after that, you as a school committee, we as a district adopted all of the policies from MASC.
Mm-hmm.
And we blanket adopted them. And then we individualized certain policies to meet our needs. So I think if you go to our policies, a lot of them we've fixed and we've made them Saugus versions of. And the other policies out there are the blanket policies that the MASC have out there. Well, since then, they've updated theirs to meet the different. So I think what we should do at some time in the next meeting or at a sub-policy committee meeting first is to agree that any policies that we have on the book that weren't specialized to Saugus, we adopt the new updated version. No, so we're not going to replace anything.
So I did talk to Glenn Kuchar at
Exactly.
MSAC.
Exactly. Yep.
And he's going to get us that to update those just because they're in the guidelines of the state laws and
Yeah,
regulations.
it keeps everything up to speed. So
Correct. In the ones that are our own, we'll keep our own.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So-
that's exact. But again, that's what I'm trying to clean everything up. So when we cleaned everything up, I saw that. That's all I have.
So the one thing, and I think this is great, but my concern is, and it's a concern I have every year, that the administration says yes, and then it falls off.
I hear you.
That's where my struggle is, because I don't want to hear the third week into school, even the month into school that so-and-so came the first day, didn't come the second day, and it hasn't shown up for 10 days, and nothing's been done about it. This is my concern, because as we go into this and we look at policies and we look at procedures, it's
only as good as the implementation.
correct. It's not, my concerns aren't, as I dive deep, is not the policies.
Correct.
It's the implementation of the policies and doing the work that needs to be done. If there's an incident in a school, it needs to be documented.
Yep.
So the next incident happens, you have this documented, so the discipline is harsher than it would be if it wasn't documented.
And I agree. And that's why I wanted to do it at once before, while it was fresh in everybody's mind, come at it again, and it will be something that we keep on the whole school year.
And I know it sounds a little babyish, but is there going to be a form that each person has to sign and pass in saying that they have read each?
Yeah, we're working on.
And I know I don't mean to just.
No, we do it with the students and the parents for the student handbook. We do it for the teachers.
The teachers do.
Yeah.
Have,
The teachers have a set of
No, we need to do it for the
probably
administrator.
12 to 15 mandated trainings that they have to review, and they have to sign off that they do. So we do have mandated trainings that are required at the beginning of every school year. That's one of the things that we go over in in August. The only month we don't is July. In August, and all of the staff get that the first day of school at their building level, and they do have to sign off acknowledging that they have familiarized themselves with all of these policies and procedures and law. And the one other thing I heard somebody talking about this. The one other thing that I wanted to make sure, because budget is something that's coming up, I wanted to make sure that people are aware that the back to school wish list that go out every year or have gone out every year, and I as a parent have felt that. I asked my principals to make sure that they secure all of the supplies that people need moving forward. So we don't need parents to be running out for notebooks and pencils and crayons and markers. We supply that, and we should supply that in all cases. Naturally, there are parents who are going to go and want to, buy their students special pens or backbook, that type of thing. Absolutely. But I've told my principals that they should ask and use their supply line items, educational supply line items, to purchase the educational supplies the students need. So if they need binders, we'll get them binders. If they need notebooks, we'll get them notebooks.
Yeah, that's a good point, because like Joey would come home sometimes and like school would already be beginning, and then they're like, all right, I need 6, whatever, single lined. And I'm like, they were just on sale at Staples for like it's 15 cents. I'm like, now they're back up to $1.99. Like,
Yeah, and I agree. And it's, I told the principals, figure out what you need in your
Yeah.
buildings and order them, that you have money in your line items that you see in front of you for educational supply. That's part of what they're for.
Remember, we used to have to get book covers? We used to cover your book in paper.
Those paper bags,
bags.
like this stuff.
I don't want to put you on the spot there,
Yeah.
Mr. Superintendent, but how come 5th grade didn't go up for orientation this year in middle high school? They're doing
Grade
it.
didn't go up.
Yeah. They usually walk up the last couple of days of school, get to familiarize themselves with the school.
I
It really
don't-
takes the nervousness out of the kids heading into the
I,
next year.
do, I don't know that. I know that I didn't realize they didn't do that.
Yeah,
I know.
they definitely didn't.
Okay, yeah. I will talk to because that'll be a middle school thing. They usually also do something in the summer.
Yeah, but not everybody's around
Yeah,
in the summer. You know, when at the end of the school, everybody's here, and
Yeah, I do not know the answer to that. I will ask the answer to that.
So, moving on to the report of subcommittees, we have Finance Subcommittee.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have Finance Subcommittee meeting this past Tuesday. We walked through the FY 25 budget with Superintendent Ms. Andrews. Answered a number of questions that we had. Just want to thank them both. We always have like a 20-month budget cycle. We're wrapping up FY 24. FY 25 is about to start. In the fall, we're going to start working on FY 26. So for all the work put into the budget process. So, Mr. Chairman, we have the FY 25 budget delivered to the school committee, ready for a vote tonight. One of the things I just want to say about it in the time I've been here, usually we have a budget hearing in January and we lay out a wish list of what we think we need academically, and by the time we're at this stage, we're trying to cobble together with whatever resources we were able to pull together. There was a lot of great collaboration with the town, with the finance committee, and many of the academic investments the superintendent spoke about this past January remain intact.
Yeah, that's good. I'd like to just take a second to thank the town manager, FinCom, town meeting. Although we didn't get everything we wanted, we were able to add staff on the educational side to help out, especially these teachers that are struggling with different remedial students in their class. We're going to be able to offer help, and I think that's a big thing. As with any budget, you always look and you always want more, but I think this is a good starting point. And like any other school budget, we vote on it, but it moves because things move. Special ed moves. Things we don't have control over, state mandates, things like that, I think is always a fear of a school committee, a fear of a finance director and a superintendent. What's going to get dropped tomorrow? What's going to get dropped the next day? So I would just turn it over to the committee now for any questions.
So we got
Mr.
to
Chairman,
take a vote to,
Yeah.
second.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion. Let me.
For discussion on the FY25.
Yeah, I'll make a motion. Okay, well, I'll make a motion to open discussion on the FY.
Chair seconds, all in favor?
aye.
Well, I've said from day one that I'm not going to support a budget that has excessive raises in it. And this budget here, I feel, has a couple spots where they're non-educational spots, and there's no evidence or no proof or anything that shows me why these spots need to jump up $14,000-15,000. And I think it's irresponsible of us to vote for a budget that has that in there. I really do. We're cutting some services. We're cutting services, and we can use that money elsewhere. You know, I told you before in November, we need to change the way we do business. I feel like we're going right back to the way that things have always been done. Just, hey, we got more money, let's give it to this one, let's give it to that one. No, I think the position doesn't call for that much money. It's above the state average, and I really think that we should rethink that portion of the budget.
What did we cut? What service did you?
As far as we have everything that we had coming back. The things that didn't make, the one thing that didn't make the cut was the one big item would have been the complex alternative education director for $115,000. We didn't fund that, so we let that lapse.
That was the grant funded position that was.
That we were trying to get in the budget and reallocate, so that was a cut.
Okay.
Other than that, everything that we asked for.
All right, well, again, during the school year, we nickel and dime the cleaning, and the cleaning is not even close to where it should be, not even close. Like I said, we invested $180 million in the schools, and we need to make the investment, take care of it. When we have Facebook all the time, people saying about the weeds and stuff like that, we really need to get a hold of that when we start dishing out this kind of money.
I think we've done that with
We haven't even started the year yet, the weed year. That was over the getting ready for this season coming up.
No,
they're already
No,
growing.
we've got the contract to redo the high school. We've got the contract to do the landscaping.
What do we have inside the school?
Well, you were just talking the weeds outside.
Yeah,
That's what I
I'm
was
going
saying.
in general. It's like I said, it's a big investment, and we don't clean these schools like they should be cleaned. You know, they're going to look like they're 40 years old in 5 years. You know, and supplies, we don't have supplies sometimes because we got a nickel and dime. That's what I'm saying. We could use that money elsewhere. You know, I just don't think that a non-educational position should be getting that kind of raise without any kind of tangible proof of why it needs to be like that. That's just my opinion. I just, again, it's our job to be, what's the word Mr. Grabowski uses? I do share.
I do
Oh, please
share it.
don't.
We need to be responsible. And I don't think it's responsible, I don't. My opinion. So I will be voting no for the budget.
I think I understand what you're saying, Mr. Whitteridge. The only thing is sometimes when you lose good people that keep things in order, we're going to be in more trouble than the good people leave. And then it puts more work on us. I agree with you about the schools and stuff, but I hate to say it, but the vandalism and everything is in the school is because things aren't implemented in the school. Like, I understand about the weeds and stuff outside, but the toilets being broken, the this, the that.
Yeah, it's not that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the general cleanliness of the building itself. If you walk through, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not just the vandalism. The vandalism is not the cleaning company's fault. We know that. But I do agree with what you're saying about implementation of this.
Yeah, I just, without, like, what do we pinpoint what we're talking about, or I don't,
No.
you can't, okay.
Well,
If we're really going to go down that road, then we really should be analyzing a lot of positions that are going on in this, not just one. You can't penalize just because it doesn't have to directly do with education. We also haven't taken money away from people who haven't done their job the way they should have been doing their job all along. So
Right.
Where-
So
where do we draw the line with,
I guess my question would be, is more of a solution to the cleaning. Is it another, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. We need more crossover. We have a time where there's nobody in the building, which we can't have that. We need more crossover. And the building's 260,000 square feet.
Yeah, so is it
We
like,
get
is
two
it,
people there during the day.
no, I'm just saying, just for my thing, is it another 2 FTEs to be in those buildings? Like, I don't, like,
I would, absolutely. I think we need one for each building, at least, very least one. middle school, high school vets in the Belmont.
We're
Yeah.
talking cleaning service?
Yes.
Well,
Mr.
yeah,
Chairman?
yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
Sorry. Do you want additional porters during the day?
I just don't understand why we only pay the porters for 6 hours when we could be using them all day long.
Okay,
You know?
because the cleaning portion is separate. The
Absolutely.
porters there. So what I'm trying to understand is, would you like to see additional porters during the day?
I would like to see an additional cleaner. You have a porter already. Porter's doing the porter's job. We need an extra cleaner during the day. Somebody, you go through there, it's a disgrace sometimes. And again, I know the porter's not a cleaner, but we need a cleaner. That's what the custodians used to do. We used to have,
Right.
they would
yeah.
they had a dual role,
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
We used to have maintenance subcommittee meetings back in the day.
Yep.
Why don't you have those and invite Complete to the table? And
We just have it.
express what you don't like. We have a contract with them.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But it's not
And
that.
that's
They're not the
probably
ones
the
that,
way to
they're,
address it.
yeah, they're going by what the
Contracts.
we put a RFP out there and they're going by that. I mean, it's not, they're not going to come in and go, nope, we
Yep.
need 5 more guys, you're looking for this, they're going to give us that, and that's, I don't think that we're looking for the right amount of people.
So, Mr. Chair, the
that-
contract
yes.
opens fully end of next.
Correct,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yeah. So we're good. I know we'll have to adjust it. I don't know if there's much we can do about it this year, but we can definitely adjust it.
We should
But
take
that's-
a look at it. Yeah, I mean, at least that's,
Well, this is the year to do it.
yeah,
Absolutely, okay.
because the longer you let it go, like you say, the longer you let it go.
Yeah, I don't want to get off the beaten path. We're not,
Sorry.
it's not about the cleaning company
No, no.
tonight. It's about, it's about the budget, and the extra money part. So I'm sorry, I don't want to get us all sidetracked on that.
No,
you know?
No, thank you.
No, but I think that's part of the budget, right? Is if we can get,
No, because
no, I know what you're saying. I know
No,
what
no,
you're saying, but I'm
yeah.
saying,
Thank you.
any other questions?
I don't want to be a dead horse either, but are you talking about more, and I guess I may not understand the difference between a porter and a cleaner, but are you talking about another support service, a generalized person during the day at each school?
Yes, I'm talking about somebody that comes in probably right before lunch, leaves at, say they come in at 11, leave at 7 or something.
Yep.
Their 8-hour shift.
Like
So
an
you have a
overlap.
crossover
sure.
between them and the night crew.
Mr. Chair, I know it was exactly the model that we had when,
Right.
yeah, I know, I got it exactly now.
Yeah, I just think that we're way too lax with this. And we have things on the weekend and stuff where there's no security. I know we're getting into a whole different ballgame here, but we just really got to rethink the way we do business up at that school. If we're going to keep it looking like it's supposed to, then we got to really invest our time, our money into it.
I agree, but the education piece, I want a clean school. Of course, we fought for that, but I wouldn't be too happy if I was sitting at home and I was a teacher listening to us getting more cleaners instead of, and Tom, I totally agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, but the point is getting way off the beaten path here.
No,
The
it's
point
actually,
is-
no, it's actually
it
not,
is,
because the
because-
point is, we're not investing in what we should be investing in. We're worried about,
Right, this is what I'm saying. We're giving out big raises when we could be using the money elsewhere.
we're not
whether it's
giving
the
out big
custodians, whether
raises,
it's
though.
this.
A raise that we're giving out isn't going to cover 2 or 3, 4 custodians.
You give out 5 big raises, it's going to pay somebody's salary, let me tell you. The clerks are grossly underpaid. I don't know if you've ever seen what they make, but they're
Oh, yeah.
grossly underpaid.
Yeah. No, we had that conversation.
And I'm not even talking about bargain unit. I'm talking about non-unit. And I just think, someone show me something that deserves that right there. That's all I'm asking. There's nothing here anybody can show me that's going to say, yep, let's do that right there. I just,
Yeah, I mean,
It
that's
blows
your
my mind.
opinion. You're
Yeah,
entitled
no,
to it.
right.
And I think, the world I come from is a different world where you earn what you get, and that's what I think, And I think when you look at it and you look at, completely everyone who got something, I think they've earned it. I don't think it's been given. That's my opinion, but
Well, let me just put it in these terms. 3 years ago, the superintendent was making $6,000 more than that, what was raised. $6,000. So that's the kind of territory we're moving into now.
Yeah.
But
and
where are we
that's-
going to be in 5 years? Where are
That's,
we gonna be
that's the
in
world
10
we live in
years?
today.
It's not.
It absolutely is.
No, we got to learn to adjust. We got to learn to
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
tighten the belt
Is
down a little bit.
Could we, I mean, this obviously is a much broader and deeper discussion.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And, could we call another meeting to dive into these concerns?
We could, but it'd have to be very quick because we have to vote on this.
I'm not talking about holding up the vote. I'm
Okay.
talking about, like, what, Mr. Witters is talking about, fleet cleaning's contract is gonna be up next. Like, we should be talking about the realignment of those positions and what Mr. Witters is talking about with that overlap and the additional staff now, so we can plan for it ahead of time instead of,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
that's what I'm talking about.
Mr. Chairman?
Yep.
Personally, I'm not comfortable discussing personnel in a public meeting. I'm going to make a motion. School committee approve the FY25 budget, in the amount of $34 million. Do I have the right number?
Say it again.
34,268,535.
Yep. Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes. So moving on to the finance report. FY24 actual to budget as of May 31st, 2024.
So you have in front of you the FY24 actual to budget as of May 31st, 2024. Caucus Public Schools has expended and encumbered $26,455,765.28. You also have the grant balances as of May 23rd, 2024. The central office is the directors are working on expending the appropriate grants, particularly ESSER3 will be fully expended by its end date. These are just snapshots in time. So much has happened in the last not even 3 weeks since that month closed. And you're going to see budget amendment number 9, which captures all the savings and lines from leaves, turnovers, unexpended lines, makes up for deficits. If you have leaves, you have increases in substitute lines, and the remaining $98,000 odd will go to buy. It will add to the computer hardware line and provide the district with 300 Chromebooks to replenish our supply and prepare us for the new year. That's about it. Does anyone have any questions?
So, as of today, we're going to be fine come June 30th, where everything will be cleaned up, do we believe?
As of today, we'll be fine for June
Yes,
30th.
and this budget amendment puts us there.
Okay.
It covers all our expenses. Everything's been encumbered this month to get us through the end of June. Salaries are all paid out. One more biweekly this week. That's been accounted for.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve budget amendment number 9.
Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So next on new business, we have approval of bills dated June 20th, 2024 in the amount of $514,244.50.
Motion to approve?
Chair seconds. We do a roll?
Yes.
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 Yes. Acceptance of June 6, 2024 school committee open meeting minutes.
Motion to approve?
Chair seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
We have acceptance of a donation by the Belmonte PTO in the amount of $2,884 to cover the cost of field trip buses.
Make a motion to approve, Mr. Chair?
Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Yes.
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 Yes. This is just going to get thrown on in the last minute because we've got to get it done before the end of the year, is we have a donation from the Belmonte PTO is donating $301.75 to the district to cover the cost of field trip buses. The field trip was to the New England Aquarium. It was done in May 17th.
I'll make a motion to approve?
Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Yes.
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 Yes. And lastly, because we will be having one meeting this in July, as we usually do.
Yep.
The July meeting will be 7/24. So it'll be July 24th.
Mr. Chair, that's a Wednesday, correct?
Correct. 6. Next, we have public comment.
Hello, Kevin Fontanella, SCA President. I was wondering if you had a handout or if you're going to put on the website budget that you just revised budget on, just to see like what money was going to what line item.
It usually goes
Yeah,
right on
just-
the website.
It goes right, yeah. It'll go.
Okay.
You want a copy? We can get you a copy.
Sure.
Anything else we can do for you?
Mr. Chair, you still want it on the website, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure the public knew.
Yeah, no,
what was going on with
it's
it,
an open.
What was going on with the discussion?
Yeah, no, it's an open document. So,
Yeah, we'll put it up on the website. Sorry.
anyone else?
Motion to adjourn? Aye.
Aye.
You can sign this. Thank you.